By 2025, Ontario will have accomplished a landmark goal. By then, private and public sector businesses and organizations will have been making their goods and services accessible to persons with disabilities. The transition will be gradual, measured, and success will mean barriers were identified and removed. The goal is real. It's called the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act. Call it AODA. The AODA became law on June 13, 2005. Its deadline is 2025. Barriers will be removed in 5 important areas. Each area will have a set of standards to make Ontario an accessible province. The first standard that became law on January 1, 2008 was the Accessible Customer Service Standard. Your business will have until January 1, 2012 to be fully compliant. The standard states what businesses and other organizations in Ontario must do to make the provision of their goods and services more accessible to people with disabilities. We can help you get ready for this target date. But first, let's look at the full scope of the AODA. Standards are being developed in 4 other equally important areas. Information and communication, making these easier to access, less challenging. Buildings and outdoor spaces, transforming these into friendly, barrier-free places for persons with disabilities. Employment practices. And finally, public transportation, crucial for persons with disabilities, will also be accessible. These standards will be implemented in stages, over time, so organizations can gradually include accessibility in their corporate strategies and business plans. It will become second nature. For some businesses, this is a goal that will require a lot of work, dedication, and perseverance. Others will be concerned about capital investment and additional operating expenses. There are others who will see this as the continuation of an existing commitment to every one of their clientele. It's the right thing to do. Look at our demographics. The baby boomers aren't getting younger. 15.5% of Ontario's population has a disability, and this number continues to grow. And think of it this way, by 2025, a majority of Ontarians will have first-hand contact with disability, oneself, a family member, friend, or colleague. That is way too big a potential market to ignore, especially if you look further at the economics. According to the Royal Bank of Canada, people with disabilities have an estimated spending power of more than $25 billion annually across Canada. People with disabilities travel, shop, and do business with their friends and families in our communities, just like everyone else. Let's not overlook employment. People with disabilities represent a large pool of employment potential. An accessible Ontario opens the door to many opportunities. Are they worth the investment? You bet they are. Ontario knows it. Let's make Ontario accessible.